Hey there, Python programmers, and welcome back to Brad Codes. In today's lesson, I want to talk about iterating or looping. So, sometimes we might want to do something multiple times. One of my favorite foods is pizza, so let's say we wanted to print this 3 times. Certainly, we could copy paste. Save that. And hey, we see I love pizza printed out 3 times. But this isn't particularly dry code, so there is definitely other syntax to help us do things multiple times, or maybe until a condition has been resolved. Pretty much there are 2 keywords that will do iteration for us: while loops and for loops. In this video we're going to focus on while loops, and we'll have another one on for loops. A while loop is typically used when you have a condition you are waiting to change in order to stop iterating. So a while loop should always be while, and then some sort of true false Boolean condition. And again, in this case we're going to do index, let's say, is less than 4. And we open up a block, and in this scenario we do want to define our index, so let's do index equals 0 to start. Cool. Inside our while loop we can now do that wonderful print we wanted of I love pizza. And yep. For this one actually we'll want it to be 3 because we only want it to have 3 times. And then, super important, we do need to do something to increase our index or make it so that this condition will eventually be false, or otherwise we would loop forever. So a simple thing to do here is index plus equals 1. That way, eventually this index is going to increase to be greater than 3, and we'll actually exit this while loop. And let's now give this a try. So again, ultimately we get pretty similar output. Again, this code is a little more dynamic. What if we want more pizzas? We could change it now to 6. We could give it a run, and hey, we get now 6 printouts. Again, definitely more dynamic code. Now, there are a couple other keywords that are often included with while loops. They also work on for loops. So let's quickly just talk about them. And again, we're going to make this code in a similar way. So, while true. Ooh. Basically, if I spell true right, this while loop is never ever going to exit unless we use some sort of special syntax. Which again we'll do here. Let's set our index equal to this. What we can now do is maybe test for our index. If index is less than, let's stick with 3 here, we will go ahead and print our same thing, I love pizza. And then what we can do is, let's also continue here. So continue is a special keyword. What it means is go back to the beginning of our loop. Again, at this point, totally got what we wanted. We need to go back to the beginning of the loop, although we better increase our index. Or again, we would be stuck in this loop forever. Ultimately, what we can do maybe down here is call the break keyword. Again, outside of our if conditional, break means we would exit our while loop. So in this scenario, we're going to start looping because, again, our condition is true, and that's never going to change. That's why these keywords are so important. If our index is less than 3, we'll print our pizza, we'll increase it, and our continue. Again, continue is going to skip this break because we don't want to end, and it'll go back to our while loop. Again, now our index will be 1 more. Cool, cool. We'll check again. Eventually, we will not pass this if conditional anymore, and that's when we're going to hit our break to break out of our while loop. So let's run this and see what we get. And again, we get 3 values printed out. Now I'm going to do something very not good, but again, just a demonstration how important it is to make something happen so that index is continually increasing, eventually getting us out of the scenario. So if we don't have something like that, we would get an infinite loop, which just means it is going to keep printing and printing I love pizza until we either interrupt it or basically we run out of memory. Cool. So those are two neat things we can do with a while loop. Coming up next, we're going to have a little bit more fun with our while loops before we head on to for loops. As always, thanks for checking out my videos. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel, and I will see you in that next video.